You're listening to Elevate, powered by Marmiro Stones. Real stories, real insight, whether you're designing the dream, building it, or living it, we're here to spark ideas, share knowledge, and move the industry forward. Let's get to work.
Mike Carey, Marmiro Stones here. I bought the best of the best. Larry, Marti from Permeable Hardscape North America, PHNA. Yes, sir. We are laying the Trass system today. This is some exciting permeable stuff. Let's come take a look.
So as you see, the guys have already done the first couple mixes of the Trass bedding, and what that is the Trass element combined with just a loose aggregate, and they mix it to a ratio depending on what you're at. We can go anywhere from a 1-to-4 ratio to a 1-to-6 ratio, just depending on how much strength we need. So pedestrian, we can do 1-to-6. The company backs that up. 1-to-4 is what we do if there's any type of vehicular. So for this, it's mixed with a 1-to-6 ratio. Once it's mixed appropriately, it is screened out, just like most guys that are familiar with an open grade system that they lay tile on. The nice thing about this, it's done the same way. People will get concerned because they will think with a bonded system it's going to be harder to do. But this really is as simple as something that you would do as an open grade. So if they've been trained on that, they can do this. Once it's mixed, it gets graded out to the level that you have. You can see here the guys going off the full coping at their top. They're getting their 1.5 inches of Trass. And once they're done with that, then it's a matter of just using our nutrient. And our nutrient is just in essence that order. And what bonds a stone to that Trass bedding.
So you're making one monolithic system.
Exactly. And that is one of the benefits to this over anything else. In the old days, they used to do that with a concrete and then a thin set mortar. The problem with those systems were they were not permeable. So you lost any ability to get water off that full coping or off that full tile other than just draining it.
So you're telling me we're adding cement to our open grade aggregate. And today we're using for the bedding layer 1.5 inches. We're using 3/8 clean aggregate stone. You're telling me we're adding cement to that and it's still permeable?
Yes, that's correct. And the reason being is this is a type of cement that comes, the chemical or product comes from Germany, and it's called the Trass mineral. And it has benefits over just the cement. So it's not something where somebody can go buy a Portland cement and mix it with it. The problem with that Portland cement is that mainly you get an efflorescence with those things. And that's going to end up ruining your stones, which we've seen if you've ever seen brickwork or anything. You get that efflorescence. So Trass has the mineral wood is different. Because of the molecules in it, allows the mineral to not seep out of the concrete once it gets wet on top of it. It's also highly modified with a polymer. That's part of the proprietary mixing that they've done in Germany because PHNA has done. So this system, once it's set, you can bond it with the nutrient. It's very simple. If anybody's ever done a tile where you just take a notch trowel on the back of the tile and you screed it on, it's the exact same thing. We're going to show you that here in just a minute. But that then is laid onto the wet Trass. Use a dead blow hammer just to set it, and then you're good to go. You just set your levels, and you're good to go. The nice thing with this system is, and you'll see this, once we start working, we can work across the top of our pavers once they're set. Especially large format pavers like we're doing today, is you can set one and then you can step on it to set your next one. You don't have to work away from it. It makes it easier, makes it quicker. Once the guys are used to it, it is a much faster system than anything else.
Yeah, now one of the big ones I have today is 95, 96 degrees out here. There's no shade in this backyard whatsoever. How much working space do you really want to go before? We don't want this to dry.
Exactly.
We're making, like you said, that nutrients going on the back of the pavers, right? So we're making that one system. We want to make sure this stays a little bit wet. Don't let it dry. So we 40 square feet.
Yeah, it kind of depends. Once again, you're laying really large format stones. As you'll see, the guys here have gotten another batch ready. Because once you start laying this at a 2-foot 2x4, you're laying 8 square feet at a time. So if you think about it, sometimes you won't have enough room. You'll lay one, you'll not have enough press down. So in this case, it's okay, even being warm, to add a little a screed out a little larger area. If you do that, just have some water in here. We have a hose. You can have just a mister on the hose. You can get a little pump spray bottle with a mister, anything to just keep that moist. But what it'll do is start to dry that on the surface. We don't want it to dry. But once you do that, you just keep it moist. It's moist when you bond your stone to it. You're good to go.
Like with any new system, time these guys are laying the tracks. That's why we brought the professionals in today to kind of educate us on what to do, because this is revolutionary here in the U.S. I know they've been doing it in Germany for a while now.
Yeah.
For 20 plus years. The company over there has been in business for over 50 years, right? So there's a lot of experience back there. So, when these guys start to get going, they can really just a matter of the right compaction, right? You can six parts to one part, one bag of the cement in it, and 6,000-gallon buckets of 3 8-inch aggregate. It also uses a quarter-inch aggregate, depending on the part you're in. Sometimes more acceptable than others. Either one, as long as it's clean, you want the cleanest stone possible.
Cleanest stone possible. A little bit of fines in it's not going to hurt the system, but we always try to ask for as clean as possible, and that's going to be to your local market. Sometimes stevier than in other areas. And then the gradation, it is quarter-inch is great. Angular is best if you can get it. We have done it where we use more of a rounded P-type gravel. So we find angular gravel is better for that bond.
Yeah.
And just because of the shape of the stone. So yeah, so for this, it looks like it had about 3/8-inch stone, and that is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
We're moving right along with this Trass system from PHNA, Permeable Hardscape North America. These guys are flying today. Now, once we got our start point, still 95 degrees there, probably the second hottest day of the year. But these guys were feeding a lot of water, and these guys are moving right along. We got about probably 400 square feet laid today, and we still have probably 3 more hours to go. As well, a year down the road, it breaks, right? Let's say this is our joint. What we want to do, if we need to pull this piece up to replace it, that's going to be the number one question people ask, right? So we want to take a saw, right, through that Trass system. So we're just pulling up this section of piece, not because you got to pull up everything. The whole, it's going to come up as a sheet.
Exactly.
Right? Because we pulled this up and it was less than 24 hours by the time we laid
About
this
12, 14 hours.
It was solid, right? Yeah.
So yeah, and it is difficult depending on your joint size. If you have to get a saw down in there, that you're not impacting the existing stone that you're going to keep.
Right.
So what we'll suggest you do is the stone that's got to come out, you can actually relief cut that particular stone, make some cross section X all the way through the stone into the Trass bedding, and start to break the stone out, the porcelain tile in this case, out. And then it gives makes it a little easier to cut down through that Trass bedding. But if you can't, make a relief cut through the Trass bedding. So as you break it out, nice and easy.
Yeah.
So, and this is applicable to a lot of things. I mean, you could have a water line underneath. This is a pool area. You could have the water line that breaks, and you have to access it. In that case, you've got to go through that stone. Minimizing how much you have to tear up to do it is a good.